definitely a show tune, old school show tune, but you know, I love a bit of Corrie, if they can keep up with me.
That's a tough one. Love Bianca Del Rio, love her humour. Love, of course, you've only got to look to see that I love something a little bit over the top, a little bit stylised. I can appreciate femme drag, but I couldn't dream of even trying to accomplish it. Wouldn't even go there. But love it, can appreciate it. But love the more clown. Yeah, I'm a fucking clown. Let's be real. Clown.
I like kind of old schoolish, but with a nice little twist of new. I'm young, I'm hip. I've watched RuPaul.
My favourite type of drag would most definitely be old school drag, just big hair, big jewels, big costumes. I don't necessarily do it myself a lot, but nothing beats that. And I'd rather watch an old school drag show with big costumes and a show with just a bunch of girls in their underwear any day. Cool.
My favourite type of drag is Kerry Lagore, Doreen Manganini, you can Google them, Miss Candy. I like that sort of more female impersonator drag. I appreciate and I like watching the other drag, but the new breed of drag, the RuPaul copycats, I don't really like them. There's no personality. For me, drag is anything from a young boy with eyeliner on, mumming into a hairbrush, into the biggest showgirl. So it's all encompassing. But my favourite sort of drag, you have to have a character. So Sue Ridge, Miss Candy, there's the character behind the drag. It's not just blank canvas and they're asexual. They've got to have a sexuality, you've got to be sexual, you've got to feel, you've got to move. Well, I find some of the new ones are just carbon copies of what they've seen on TV, and I think that's a sad thing for drag.
Well, my favourite type of drag, I'm a great believer in the drag, the basis of the foundation of drag is humour. I probably don't like cookie cutter drag. I think when you start to do drag, you've got to create your character and carry it through. I don't think, getting on the internet and buying outfit, boobs, shoes, and that is the way to go. And, we've got so many pretty, gorgeous drag queens at the moment, but pretty doesn't last forever. Talent does, honey.
My favourite type of drag is pretty varied. I appreciate all different styles of drag. I love the classic drag, and I guess you would describe the classic drag as big, bold, brassy. I've always appreciated that kind of drag, and I sort of draw inspiration from it. However, I wouldn't really describe myself like that. But I love all types of drag. I love, glamorous drag. I love big drag, old drag, clown drag, all of it.
My favourite type of drag is glam, fishy, big earrings, over-the-top costumes, normally really set hair that doesn't move, perfection. We want to be the ultimate female.
Oh goodness, I've got to say my favourite type of drag, it's a funny old question because I really don't like the term old drag, new drag. We're all drag and we all have drag in a different direction. We all push the boundaries in a different sort of a way, but I suppose I'm a little bit more in the caricature, stereotyped type of drag. Feathers, tip, anything that shines. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, pretty much sums up what I do.
This is serious now, isn't it? My favourite drag queen. I don't have any particular drag queen, but I do, to be honest, I really do, picking from the best features from so many, from back in the exchange days, Lagore, Paris, Lucy, Rita, Susie, Caress. Actually, if I start naming people, but I really do tend to, I don't care whether they're good or bad, I just think if they're entertaining, they're fun.
Who are my favourites? So my favourite compares are Simone Troy. She did with Simone and Monique's Playgirls. Brilliant. There's no one better on the microphone. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I actually was in the audience one night and I saw her because she's so good and so clever, and she saw me. I was like, no, I'm hiding. She goes, what's your name? I said, Tabitha. She goes, where are you from, Tabitha? I said, 3 Faces in Melbourne. She goes, you're beautiful. And then she walked, I was waiting for them. She comes back with the slap and she goes, no, you're beautiful. So that was a highlight of mine. And I love Kerry Lagore. Kerry Lagore to me is like, people say they've got a drag mother. She's like my drag mother. So every time I've had a meeting or a show idea, I'd always run it past her first. I'd always ring her, say I've got a minute to exchange, what should I say? She'd give me her opinion, her advice, and whether or not I'd take it or not, she never cared, but I'd always go to her. She's like my mentor, the person I learned everything off. The first night I went to 3 Faces, I saw her and I thought, that's what I want to be, that's what I want to do, and it was her, and the quick wit and the microphone, just brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I just love her to bits.
I have a few favourites. Candy. I was brought up with Candy. Working with Candy for 20 years. Candy. I like Barbara. I like Laura. If I missed anybody, Rita's okay.
This was Doreen Manganini, who I love. The spinning I get, they call me Tabitha Twirlington, is from Doreen. I just love the spinning and the miming. Brilliant, brilliant. Miss Candy, iconic. I used to go out partying with her to the Peel when I was young. Just so much fun, so good. And Barbara Quicksand as well, another wonderful, wonderful person, beautiful. Barbara and Candy, because I worked with them on the Friday Night Project that is a season, the Dynamic Duo. The laughs in the dressing room, not on stage, but in the dressing room. You're pulling your face down, just too funny.
Well, I've got a few. I mean, I like, of course, Barbara Quicksand because I've worked with her for so many years, and I really get her camp. And I think with drag, if you've got the camp, you're going to love it. I love Rita because I think Rita's got a wonderful stage presence and her costumes are stunning. I love Sue Ridge. I've worked with Sue for about 25 years. And I think the people that I sort of looked up to were people like Kerry Lagore, who I was lucky enough to work with, because she actually had the humour that I think you need to do this.
Just while we're at it, how do you come up with the humour? How do you work it? Does it come naturally, or do you plan it?
Well, how I sort of see it, when I first started out, I'd do a song, and if there was an event that was current, you do something with it. Times have changed, but I still, it's all about the song. And you can have the song that can be the crappiest song. It's what you do with the song. It's the way you look, or you pull a face, or roll the eyes, or something that you make that your own, and you carry that through in your sort of act along the way. And I love a running gag, so that's something that's carried right through my career, really.
Paris, I love Paris. I just think she's great. I think Paris should be doing another Boylesque show somewhere. Like, it was so good. It was like the best thing Melbourne had seen in such a long time. Like, it kills me that she's not doing that now, because she's so talented. She can just make something. She's just clever. She's clever, and talented and great, and on the microphone, funny.
I've said this before, and I've said it to many people, and it's not because we've been friends for many years, but I've been very fortunate to have travelled around the world, not blowing my trumpet or sounding like an egotistical diva maniac, but I've had some very fortunate gigs, and I've seen a lot of drag, and I've got to say, I don't think you'll come across a drag that's more entertaining and more versatile than Melbourne's very own Rita Coquita. And I can say that proudly, being a friend but also being our homegrown talent. I think she's world class, and I don't think you'll find better than Rita Coquita.
My favourite drag queen, I've got so many. I love Paris and Rita, but only when they're together. There's something about when I see Paris and Rita together in photos or live on stage or even just standing in a nightclub that just makes me cream my panties. I just think it's the quintessential Melbourne duo. Miss Candy's very camp, Barbara Quicksand's very camp, she's a very good sister of mine. There's just been so many. And of course, myself.
Rita. What Rita can do with a piece of fabric and the ideas that she has, it's just crazy what she comes up with, and her concepts, like visually, and it's just pleasing to everybody that does it. She can be a little bit of a cunt, but so much fun. She can get on your nerves a little bit, but she means because she loves the drag so much, and I love the girls that love the drag. I don't love the girls that love drag because they want to be popular. I love the girls that love the drag because they love the drag. Because we get a lot of failed male dancers that become drag queens, and to me they don't really cut the what's that expression? Cut the
Mustard? No.
Cut the mustard
Cut
in
the
your
cheese.
farts, cut the cheeses in your farts. They don't really cut it for me. They're very average, A for average. I think they're just failed dancers. And they do all these things. There's no real spark or desire or love of drag in it. It's just because they couldn't make it doing anything else.
Favorite drag queen, this is a tough one. I think this is a question that for me changes quite often. I think if you end up having one favorite drag queen, you end up becoming that drag queen. And in my eyes, that's not what any drag queen should be aspiring to be, someone else.
I wouldn't say I have a personal favourite. And on TV, RuPaul's Drag Race, I'm sure they're all fine. And I do watch it and they're great. But I wouldn't really have a favourite. I just think Nova, I do look up to her quite a lot, and I think she's probably one of my favourites, and she's always been nice to me, yeah. So she's probably one of my favourite drag queens.
Dulcie, whoosh! Love Dulcie. So when I first started going out, I'd go and see Dulcie on a Sunday night, and just too funny. Quick, she knows what's going on. She might be much older, but every generation still loves Dulcie because she's so funny, and she pulls everybody in. She's a lovely person. What a lovely man Dulcie is. So lovely.
Or swear words.
Try not to.
Sorry, what was the question again?
What are your dislikes about other drag queens or drag culture, shall we say?
Look, do you know what? I think, as I said, there's something good to be found in everyone. Is that saccharine sweet? Maybe. Look, as long as they don't take themselves too seriously, that's all I care about, and have fun.
The cliquey nature of the business, how people band into little groups occasionally and decide to sort of have their own little clique and their own little exclusivity, and I often think, we're all just men in dresses, and get over your good self, because we're all just here for one reason, that's to entertain the masses, or hopefully, and stop with the ego, cut the crap, and just get over yourself, really. Yeah.
Okay, what about...
Not directed at anybody in particular. Disclaimer.
Not naming names, no. Well, not specifically a few people, but just in general, yeah, there tends to be a lot of cuntiness with the drag queens, and myself included. And but with other drag queens, I just feel like no one really wants to be constructive. So if you give them feedback, they're going to take it as shade. But then at the same time, they're more than happy to tell you how to do your drag and how to change things about yourself when they're not willing to take the feedback for themselves. And there's a lot of drama, but at the end of the day, I don't give a shit. And as long as I'm happy, that's all that matters to me.
Probably the little issue I have with other drag queens is when they're rude or obnoxious towards patrons. If you come out in a look, expect people to walk up and want to engage in a conversation. Have a bear hug, have a photo taken for their mum back home in Ireland, whatever it may be. You've got to do it, you've got to go with the flow. Don't be rude, don't take people on, because we sadly all get tarred with the same brush. Just keep smiling, do what you've got to do. If you're not comfortable, go home and come back with a fucking tracksuit on. That's about it.
Bad makeup, terrible eyebrows. Lace front wigs with that much lace still stuck to the front, so when you see the photos, they've got a ridge around their head.
Well, I just sort of said what I don't like about the other drags. Some of them are new, we had some on tonight, were wonderful, but then you get the others that it's just carbon copy of something else. Or like the old style, Judy Garland, Barbara Streisand, Liza Minnelli had long careers, Bette Midler. They were characters, they were camp. But the new sort of singers have one or two hits, and then you don't hear from them again. That's what some of the new drags are like. They just do one or two performances and then they're sort of forgotten. They're a one-trick pony.
Okay, one thing that really gets under my skin is when other drag queens do things that undermine us as a profession. For example, when they grass cut or undercut us in regard to pay, and that can come in many different forms, even things like rocking up at the club 3 hours before the show I would consider to be grass cutting, because ultimately it undermines our profession. What else annoys me? I get annoyed at politics for the sake of politics. I think some people enjoy causing trouble and drama and trying to just disturb the peace for the absolute sake of it, and that really annoys me because I just like everything to be zen and peaceful. I think the main thing is just anything that sort of jeopardizes what we do as a profession and drags it down.
Bad breath. There's one. I hate bad breath. Look, I don't have any. I'm not a bitchy drag queen, so I don't sort of have any. I kind of like all kinds of drag, and I know I'm sort of changing my story here, but I like the drag to have a sense of humour firstly, but I like some of the new young ones that are doing the camp. There's a couple there I think are really, really camp.
Name names?
I'm going to get the name wrong. I love the girl from The Office. I think she's quite fabulous. Jenny from The Office, or someone from the typing pool. I think she's fabulous. You get a name, and she's really around with it, and I love it. And I like trash drag as well. I'm not going to mention any names, but I see some of the photographs of some of the young ones that perhaps haven't been groomed as well. But I think that's camp too. So I love the trashy kind of drag as well. I like all types of drag, not one in particular, but all types really.
Don't too close. I can't stand a drag queen that smells.
Nothing worse than a stinky drag.
No.
Say again?
Nothing worse than a stinky drag. Wash your hosiery, girls.
Thank you, Laura.
I like to use the
I'm very clean and nice and very... We were hoping you'd take the hint.
So I like to use the finest fragrances. This is by Khloe Kardashian. I love it. I want to smell like a Kardashian.
I use Impulse. I use toilet water. Impulse, true love. Back to the theme of finding a lover by Christmas.
My dislike of other drag queens is being too trashy in nightclubs and being rude to patrons, regardless if you're working in a venue or not. You need to treat those people as if you're working in that venue because you're a representative of the community. So let's keep it nice and humble.
Tell me not to live, just sit and powder. Likes candy and the sun's a ball of butter. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. Tell me not to fly, I've simply got to. If someone takes a spell, it's me and not you. Who told you you're allowed to rain on my parade? I'm not just a band out. I'll be right around. And if I stand out, you'll turn out that side.
How are you? Love, Candy. If you're watching this, I miss you. Truly.